When Olivia Miles passed on last year's WNBA draft to return to school, she gave herself more time to develop her game and boost her draft stock before the big leagues came calling. So now that her final year is over, what did we learn? What's her outlook as a pro? And is someone with this level of passing vision just destined to be a star? Let's start with the latter. Olivia Miles is one of the best passing prospects the game of basketball has ever seen. She's the best passer since Caitlin Clark, and a strong argument can be made that she's even better, largely because of her ability to throw with her offhand. She throws this with her left hand around the leg of the defender to hit the rolling big in stride here, and it feels like she has all the solutions in pick and roll when it comes to delivering the ball. Low defender tags early, Liv can throw the skip pass to the opposite corner. Wing defender tags late, jump pass to the lifting shooter. Some of these passes are just downright futuristic. This is probably the hardest possible pass to make in basketball, an opposite corner skip pass right into the shooting pocket with the left hand. On the season, Olivia Miles has a 29 usage rate and a 36 assist percentage, which is a sign that she has an amazing feel for the game that will undoubtedly translate to the next level. This season, she joined a rare list of D1 players since 2021 with a 35 assist percentage or higher on similar usage. All of these players will be WNBA draft picks and have had legendary college careers, but their outlook as pros is still a little bit cloudy for a few reasons. Part of the reason the outlook is so cloudy for players with such a strong ATO and assist percentage is because it doesn't account for the other major element of offense, and that's scoring process. Volume scorers are often and sometimes rightfully maligned for lacking that playmaking balance to punish defenses, but the same is rarely applied to volume playmakers who are too over-indexed to passing without being able to punish defenses who force them to create for themselves. Now, Olivia has improved drastically as a three-point shooter. After 2 years of shooting sub 30% from three, she was 40 from three last year and 35% this year. She has shown the confidence to pull these from deep when teams go under. And I'm pretty confident saying you can't do that to her anymore. Baylor learned that lesson the hard way, and her career 78 from the free throw line is another indicator that she has good touch and that future jump shooting developments are well within her possibility. But the bigger concern with Olivia right now is her 2-point scoring struggles. She often passes up pull-up mid-range shots when teams go over in drop coverage, and she lacks the burst and explosiveness to blow by guards that can navigate screens well, and bigs that can move their hips. And I think that's what explains the precipitous drop-off in 2-point scoring against top 50 competition. She gets a step on her defender here, but doesn't have the burst to explode off the ground, and it gets swatted. She also has very far takeoff points when attempting 2-point rim shots, which is a sign that she isn't great at finishing in traffic, both due to the height and contest of rim protectors or her overall lack of a diverse finishing arsenal. And if we look at her numbers against top 50 competition versus the rest of the field, you'll notice something striking. Miles has major drop-offs in scoring efficiency, specifically from two, but the biggest change is her scoring process. Notice how her usage rate increases, which means stronger teams are forcing her to score more, but her free throw rate goes way down in the process. This is because she struggles getting to the rim and finding comfortable shots in the mid-range, and the result is a massive increase in her 3-point rate. Her turnovers and assist percentage do go down in the process, which is expected when defenses take away passing opportunities to turn her into a scorer. But the biggest concern for me is the almost 5-to-1 rim to mid-range 2-point ratio, dropping to only a 2-to-1 ratio versus the stronger competition. That's a massive change in scoring process that suggests both athleticism and shooting weaknesses are still very much present in her game. And as the athletes get better at the next level, I'm concerned she won't be able to get paint touches and will need to up her 3-point rate considerably more to make up the difference. And at her present state, there's a sizable difference between, say, a 35% 3-point shooter and a 40% 3-point shooter. She can improve these percentages with age and experience, but if she can't find comfortable shots from inside the arc, how much of an improvement is actually reasonable? Adding some craft and pick and roll will certainly help, She hardly ever puts defenders in jail when they are on her hip, and this could go a long way towards making her life easier inside the arc. Off the ball, she doesn't really have much impact there. She's a solid catch and shoot three-point shooter, which I think will continue to be the case in the W, but most of her time at Notre Dame next to Hannah Hidalgo, it was a lot of my turn, your turn offense, where the other was rarely ever stressing defenses while the other got busy. And that's a little concerning because the common theme for the most successful rookies in the last few years that didn't get superstar usage at least was what they were able to do without the ball in their hands. Of course, the most valuable thing she does without the ball is her defensive rebounding. She's very good in contested rebound situations, and this brings strong net possession value that will pay massive dividends later on, given how good she is at rebounding for her position. And once she gets boards like these, she can initiate the break. She's a monster transition player, and this is where her court mapping skills really shine because although she doesn't take as many risks as a Caitlin Clark, she probably makes that pass there, she does make the simple read more often than not, which often has home run dividends because of how the defense is focused on stopping her. On defense, Liv is sort of a mystery. The biggest thing that jumps out when watching her is her stance. She's completely standing upright and never getting low to the floor, which makes her easily susceptible to screens and blow-bys. She offers no resistance against the most athletic players in college, and at both schools, they would often protect her from getting put into actions by pre-switching to the point where it almost looked like a zone. She'll occasionally show signs of engagement. She does a good job navigating this screen, and it's her hands that are probably her best skill set on that end. She's pretty good at getting swipe downs too, and I could see her being a good deflections player at the next level if she can be coached into being a more engaged player. I think she has redeeming qualities to possibly be a neutral on defense in the future, especially with her ability to rebound and get steals, but it starts with getting into a proper defensive stance and showing consistent effort, and that's easier said than done. I'm not sure how coachable these habits are when you've played with bad defensive mechanics your entire life. Now, players aren't finished products at 22 years old, so what does this mean for Liv? Well, I think the simple answer is bulking up. She has a wiry frame for an on-ball guard, and bulking up will go a long way. But I actually do think developing a push shot or a mid-range shot is well within her pathway, but I think she's clearly a below average athlete at the next level, and unless the shot making becomes elite, I find it hard to see her being top 2 in usage on an elite offense. But her passing and feel for the game will really stand out on a team with superstars already in place that are drawing most of the defensive attention. And so, while I don't think she has all W level potential because of the athleticism and shooting concerns, her type of feel on offense just can't be taught. And if the jump shot does improve, she could play a scaled down role and be the starting point guard that could no doubt help spearhead a dynasty for years to come. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. As I mentioned before, I will be dropping my big board at the end of the NCAA tournament on my Process Over Results podcast with my co-host Boong. You can check it out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And of course, stay tuned for upcoming prospect videos that will be dropping in the next week. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.